While pop princess Hannah Montana may be a hero to 6-year-old Lexi, her parents Aaron and April Swenby sing the praises of a local hero, a soft-spoken rural doctor named Erik Kanten.
I think that there are a lot of moms who wish they had a family physician like that.
Dr. Kanten delivered all 3 of the Swenby's girls, and in December of 2007, he brought their 4th child, Austin, into the world.
He was born and he was alive for 11 minutes.
Halfway through the pregnancy, April and Aaron learned their son had a neural tube defect and could not live. While many would have opted to terminate, the couple carried the baby to term. Dr. Kanten agreed to take on the high-risk pregnancy.
He was just going to be there for whatever our decision was going to be.
It was very comforting having him there. I felt secure. And
the room was filled with apprehension on the day that he was born. But when I took him in my arms, I knew there was so much more.
Dr. Kanten's willingness to support their decision allowed the Swenbys to give birth in Crookston and gave their girls a chance to meet their baby brother.
Had we been 6 hours away when we delivered, that might have been different. We would have missed out on a lot of family memories.
That 11 minutes they had with their little boy was very special. Just to work with them and try to provide them what they needed at that time was actually very rewarding.
I never knew I'd find such blessing down the road of bittersweet.
Those who know Dr. Kanten say it's stories like Austin's that illustrate the kind of family physician he is.
He's probably one of the most genuine people I've ever met in my life. It just comes right from the heart.
He always seems like he's not busy, like he's got all the time in the world, and there's 5 patients before you and there's 5 patients after you waiting to see him.
He takes that extra time and that he goes that extra step that puts him above the rest.
He's a great physician, loving, caring.
Patient Pat Leonards is being treated for cancer. Dr. Kanten helps coordinate her care.
Always doing the research to find out if there's something new that can help, assuring us that we're going in the right direction.
Couldn't get by without him, really.
Born on a farm in Clarkfield, Minnesota, Dr. Kanten and his 2 young siblings learned to work hard and appreciate family. Young Dr. Kanten loved to read, participate in 4-H, and tend to his animals. He graduated as class valedictorian from Milan High School in 1977. Dr. Kanten went to college at Augsburg, followed by medical school at the University of Minnesota. While studying medicine, he also learned to fly and purchased his own plane, an interest he reluctantly gave up years later.
Very sincere, and he's just dedicated to his practice.
Dr. Kanten met his wife Judy during residency in Grand Forks. A nurse herself, she swore she'd never marry a doctor. But love has a way of working things out. They've been married almost 22 years and have 4 daughters. Dr. Kanten's family can't help but admire his loyalty.
He thinks of others before himself. I guess he's always helping others.
He's always running back from the lake to make rounds or running back from wherever to try and deliver a baby.
I don't like missing a delivery. It really bothers me when I miss someone. So it's always try to be there, because you follow them for 8-9 months and then to miss the big celebration, just you don't like doing that.
Besides keeping up with his practice at Crookston's Riverview Clinic, he also takes appointments in Fertile and Red Lake Falls.
Dr. Kanten is professional, approachable, thorough, caring.
That's where he sees Colleen Casti and her kids.
Oh, it's a wonderful service for our small community. The closest place that we would have to drive otherwise is a half-hour away.
And on Wednesday afternoons, you'll find Dr. Kanten at the University of Minnesota Crookston, where his patients are college students.
He spends time with them, gets to know them, figures out how we can best meet their needs.
I stuck with Dr. Kanten because he promised he wouldn't give up.
UMC student and basketball player Megan Hulst struggled for months with breathing problems on the court. It turned out she had a rare vocal cord disorder.
I give him all the credit for diagnosing it, because most other doctors would just have kept me on inhalers, and that would have been detrimental to my health.
He has an extremely strong sense of responsibility to the community, and just wants to volunteer and help and be a part of whatever he can.
Which is why Dr. Kanten didn't hesitate to take on the role of team doctor for the Crookston Pirates. He's treated numerous players during many different sporting events.
He is completely selfless with his time. he will give and resources.
Dr. Kanten serves on the hospital and county fair boards, is the medical director for the Fertile Ambulance and a Crookston nursing home. He also volunteers at church.
It's a balancing act, and sometimes they don't do so well. I've missed some things with the kids that I didn't want to, but at times that happens. But then you try to have special times with them too. And
those special times include trips to the Grand Canyon, the Grand Tetons, and the Black Hills. Dr. Kanten organizes these trips for his family and dozens of others from the community, as he has a passion for hiking, photography, and outdoor adventure.
He's a man of little words, but has a very big heart.
He's not practicing medicine so that other people can tell him he's doing a good job. He's not doing his community activities to look good. It's obvious that he's doing these things because he cares.
The patients he sees have other parts to their lives, and he wants to be a part of that too. It's not just about their health, it's about their whole life.
Which is why Dr. Kanten thrives on the cradle-to-grave philosophy of family medicine. His patients have taught him that all stages of life are precious, and that sometimes all he can do is hold a hand.
And this touched him personally. You could see that. How could it not?
And he's shown others that occasionally, even heroes shed a tear.
you know, I don't think you want to be this stoic doc all the time that doesn't show any emotions. I think that's probably the most important thing you can do for a patient is listen to their concerns.
Something his patients are grateful for.
You say thanks, Dr. Kanten?
Thanks, Dr. Kanten.